I hear this literally all the time. Are work from home jobs easy? People picture themselves, right? Just answering a few emails from bed, wearing pajama bottoms, maybe barely lifting a finger. It's that classic myth of easy office work at home. But let me ask you, is it actually easier than being in a traditional office? Well, the short answer? Not really. It's just an entirely different beast altogether. And honestly, it requires some serious, high-level discipline.
Okay, let's dive into this. Today, we're unpacking Mastering Remote Work, the Essential Skills Guide. Based on some highly practical career materials from JobSwami HR Solution, we are going to break down the exact skills you need to secure and, more importantly, actually thrive in a high-paying remote job. So here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to move logically right through the fundamentals. We'll start with the reality of remote work, then shift into essential soft skills, mastering digital tools, problem-solving in tech, and finally, we'll wrap it all up with an actionable remote readiness roadmap. All right, Section 1, the reality of remote work. Because look, without a boss physically present in the room with you, the entire working dynamic shifts dramatically. When we talk about the remote work skill set, it essentially boils down to working online independently, no direct physical supervision. So when the boss isn't watching, what do, right? That is the ultimate test of self-management. You literally have to become your own manager. And this brilliantly illustrates the massive trade-off we're talking about here. On one side, you've got this incredible freedom. No morning commute, nobody monitoring your screen, just total comfort in your own space. Sounds great, right? But the cost of that freedom is accountability. You have to strictly self-track, you've got to hit your deadlines consistently, and you have to manufacture your own focus. You simply cannot enjoy the freedom side without completely mastering the accountability side. Which brings us to Section 2, Essential Soft Skills. And the absolute foundational rule here is that in a remote setting, communication is everything. Think about it. Soft skills are the glue holding a virtual team together. Since you aren't in the same physical room, you're constantly balancing email writing, chat messaging, and video call etiquette. And without the physical cues of a face-to-face chat, man, a blunt Slack message can easily sound like you're furious, or a quick email can be totally misunderstood. Being undeniably clear, concise, and highly professional across all these mediums, it's a non-negotiable requirement to avoid those dangerous miscommunications. Then there's time management. You're surrounded by personal distractions at home. The TV is right there, your kitchen, your phone buzzing. You need strong tactics to fight them off, like creating a strict daily schedule and prioritizing tasks. A fantastic method to build that required focus is the Pomodoro technique. It's basically working in highly focused 25-minute bursts, followed by a quick 5-minute break. It really trains your brain to lock in and just ignore all the noise. Okay, Section 3, Mastering Digital Tools. Let's move to and see how this built, because without mastering digital platforms, remote work is practically impossible. Mindset is great and all, but you need the hard digital skills to match. You really must master the standard must-know tool stack. We're talking Google Workspace for real-time document collaboration, Slack or Microsoft Teams for your daily chatter, Zoom for those face-to-face check-ins, and Notion for keeping your projects organized. Navigating these platforms seamlessly ensures you don't become siloed or just, invisible to your remote team. It directly boosts your productivity. Moving right along to Section 4, Problem Solving and Tech. And let me immediately assure you, if you're thinking you don't have the technical background for this, don't worry at all. Remote jobs are absolutely accessible to non-coders. You really don't need to be a programmer. You just need to master the fundamentals. We mean efficient Excel use, highly organized file management, and handling emails like a pro. And most importantly today, using AI tools. Knowing how to leverage AI in your daily workflow to draft emails, summarize huge documents, or automate busy work, it's going to help you big time. It massively levels up your daily productivity without you needing to write a single line of code. But here's the catch with all this tech. You must become an independent problem solver. In an office, you just tap your coworker on the shoulder if your software crashes, right? Remotely, well, they might be in a totally different time zone, so help is often delayed. Your first instinct absolutely must be to research, troubleshoot, and solve roadblocks yourself. Strong decision-making and quick learning are literally essential survival skills when you're self-reliant. Section 5, the Remote Readiness Roadmap. So the crucial point is, how do we put this all together into a career progression you can actually execute? Here is a simple, step-by-step, 4-phase execution plan for beginners. Step 1, actively improve your written and verbal communication. Step 2, Master that exact digital tool stack we just covered. Step 3. Start doing small, low-stakes side projects to test your skills and build some real confidence. And finally, Step 4. Take the plunge. Apply for remote internships or entry-level freelance gigs to really build that momentum and transition seamlessly.
Now, navigating this whole transition is just so much easier with the right resources. That's why turning to materials from sources like JobSwami HR Solution is so incredibly valuable. If you want to become truly remote ready, they distill complex, practical career strategies, interview prep, and AI tool adoption into simple steps. It gives you a clear edge in a highly competitive job market.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it all boils down to this one powerful summary quote. Remote work gives freedom, but also responsibility. That is the ultimate truth of working from home. The freedom to design your day and work from absolutely anywhere is incredible for sure. But that ultimate freedom requires ultimate, unwavering discipline to maintain it.
So the real question isn't just whether you want a remote job. It's, are you ready to embrace the heavy responsibility that buys your ultimate freedom? What do you guys think? Let me know your answer in the comments below. If this explainer helped you map out your next career move, make sure to subscribe and follow along for more practical insights. Thanks for joining me on this one. Now go build those skills.
You know,